What's up guys, today I'm going to take the Milsig M79 foam dart blaster out to the new firing range to test its accuracy with better darts than I had in the original review. The Milsig M79, if you don't know, is a select fire high pressure air blaster which fires half-length Nerf darts. On full auto, it can mag dump 12 shots per second. Velocity can be adjusted down to as low as 200 feet per second or as high as 400 feet per second, simply by turning this adjustment dial on the bottom of the buffer tube. Today I've got that dial set to about halfway, which gives me 300 feet per second, which happens to be the velocity limit at the field that I play at. To power the blaster today, I'm using 16 gram CO2 bulbs, but the blaster can also take an external tank or bottle on stock, depending on which stock you install on the blaster. Removing the cap on the rear of the buffer tube, using the blaster with CO2 is as simple as inserting a bulb backwards, screwing the cap back on, and giving it a slap to pierce the bulb. Insert a mag, choose either semi-auto or full auto, and pull the trigger. Per CO2 bulb, you'll get about 54 shots before you have to replace it again. Here's how it's shooting over a chronograph with that dial set to halfway. 287, 288, duplicate 288, 297, 293, 305, 292, 292, 292. I got a high of 305, low of 287, and an average of 292. The velocity is very consistent for a HPA blaster with the brand new Worker Gen 2 high-end darts. However, every 10 shots or so, I had one travel a lot slower than all the rest, like this 241 feet per second shot. That's just the inconsistency of HPA Nerf, and I found the semi-auto functionality more than makes up for that. If a dart drops short, just fire a second shot. With that in mind, let's move on to the accuracy test. Starting at a distance of 30 meters, and then stepping back to 50.
Alright, semi-auto.
At 30 meters, the Milsig M79 shot a grouping around 30 centimeters high and 30 centimeters wide. That's equal to most springers. I didn't have any darts drop short in that grouping though, so keep that in mind. Occasionally you will. Now let's step it back to 50 meters.
Alright, 50 meters.
At 50 meters, the shots on target had a great grouping around 40 centimeters high and 30 centimeters wide. I did have one shot fall about 2 meters short of the target though, which matches up with what happened over the chronograph. While that occasional shot dropping short may make this not as reliable as a manual springer, a quick double tap would guarantee the kill. For my final test, I'm heading out to a space with no trees above me to get the maximum range of the M79 set to 300 feet per second. I'm firing from alongside a fence, so when I go and find the darts, I'll use the fence as a target for my laser rangefinder, and that'll give me the distance.
Here's the closest one. 66 meters. This one here, 68 meters, and this one here is the furthest one, 72 meters.
Overall, I have to say the Milsig M79 performed pretty much identically to a manual springer when fed Worker Gen 2 high-end darts. It did occasionally fire a lower than normal velocity shot. About 1 in 10 shots had one drop down to 240, rather than the standard 287 to 305 that I saw. But this blaster being semi-auto or even full auto, you can very easily back that shot up with an additional one that'll strike the target. I don't think it was the darts themselves causing that occasional velocity drop. Every single Worker Gen 2 high-end dart that I fired remained intact. None of them lost their head, and if any blaster was going to break a dart, it would be the Milsig M79. In my original review of the Milsig M79, I did say that it's the best blaster I'd ever used, and that was with worse accuracy before these darts even existed. From what I've observed today, the Worker Gen 2 high-end darts have only improved the Milsig. That's it for this one, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, click on my profile icon to subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, on the left of the screen, here's my original video of the Milsig M79, along with a video recommended to you by YouTube. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.